And former House Speaker Newt Gingrich telling National Public Radio that President-elect Donald Trump may be leaving behind his familiar campaign promise to drain the swamp.
I'm told he now disclaims that. He now says it was cute, but he doesn't want to use it anymore.
He doesn't want to use drain the swamp anymore.
I don't know. I saw somebody sent me that note last night because I'd written what I thought was a very cute tweet about the alligators are complaining. He's in a different role now, and maybe he feels that as president, as the next president of the United States, that he should be marginally more dignified than talking about alligators and swamps.
All right, more dignified. Let's bring in Joe Borelli, New York City councilman, professor of political science at the city's University of New York's College of Staten Island, and also a former co-chairman of Mr. Trump's New York campaign. So you're familiar with the campaign, obviously. First and foremost, thanks for joining us. And your reaction when you heard that interview, that maybe drain the swamp was just a little too dramatic, if you will.
Well, first, this is a suggestion by Newt Gingrich. It's not something that Donald Trump has said. But that being said, he's not the first candidate to sort of soften his rhetoric from the campaign trail to when they take office. Frankly, the members of Congress are the people that the American public has set to Washington. And whether he likes it or not, Donald Trump has to work with these people to advance his agenda. Maybe using terms like drain the swamp is not something you'd want to do when you want to build and work on your agenda going forward with Congress. Okay, so you maybe want to keep some people in there, but you also want to bring in outsiders. Do you feel like he's doing that with some of his cabinet picks, and who in particular stands out to you so far? You know, again, draining the swamp is something he committed to do, and I think we are seeing that with his cabinet picks. Great people, Betsy DeVos, Wilbur Ross, New Yorker Vinnie Viola. People like this are themselves people who have been successful in the private sector.
But they also get approved. The Senate has to approve.
Well, the Senate has to approve them. And again, these are people that have been wildly successful in the private sector. They are not part of the Washington establishment. They are not part of the swamp, whether we're using that term or not. And I think that this is what President-elect Trump has committed to do. These are the type of people. Of course, there's going to be people with Washington experience in the cabinet and in the top levels of government. We certainly expect him not to clean house totally. But these are people who really exemplify the direction he wants to go in.
Okay, talking about the direction going forward, I do want to ask you, are there campaign promises that you feel like he's already softening? Let's say the ban on Muslims, when he would go to rallies and say lock her up, but then of course when it came down to, I think it was a 60-minute interview, and he said I don't want to hurt the Clintons, I don't want to hurt their family. So is he softening on issues that voters really voted for?
Look, the left can't have it both ways. They can't criticize him for saying lock him up, and then when he doesn't use terms like that when he's the president-elect, they can't have it both ways. But he's not softening on a lot of things. The Muslim ban that he sort of molded into an extreme vetting was something he did during the campaign, and we saw his supporters did not abandon him, at least not in any great numbers or any noticeable numbers. But in his major things, TPP, trade, repeal and replacement of Obamacare, border security, these are things he has not softened on, and he has remained firm, and we should expect within his first 100 days to enact policies that live up to his promises.
All right. Joe, I wish we had more time. Thank you so much for joining us. Very interesting. We appreciate it.